Up next on AAPEX TV 360, the best way to market your booth at AAPEX 2019 and tips on how to design it. Hi, I'm Christina Jensen for AAPEX TV 360. Before we get to the lead story, we want to remind you to register for the Exhibitor Booth Camp. It's going to be held at the end of June in 2 locations, Detroit and Las Vegas. The Exhibitor Booth Camp is the perfect place to learn and brainstorm in preparation for exhibiting at AAPEX 2019. The program is beneficial for both first-time exhibitors and those who have been coming for years.
Well, it's really important to come to booth camp. It's like a non-negotiable. It goes on our calendar immediately when we get the date because we absolutely want to be here.
This year's agenda will include informative sessions offering insights on enhancing exhibitor ROI, one-on-one meetings with AAPEX vendors to help with planning, pre- and post-show planning tips, and AAPEX 2019 updates. The Exhibitor Booth Camp in Las Vegas will also include a tour of the Sands Expo.
I learned all kinds of new advantages, how to apply the advantages, how to use some of the products and some of the skill levels of the different vendors or exhibitor services that are available.
The Exhibitor Booth Camp will be held on June 25th in Detroit at the Mala Aftermarket Facility and June 27th in Las Vegas at the Sands Expo. For more information and to see this year's schedule, head to apexshow.com. Just a reminder, space assignments for AAPEX 2019 should be finalized by the time you get to the Exhibitor Booth Camp. You'll have about 5 minutes on the phone with a representative to select your booth space. Should an exhibitor contact not be available for their call date or time, just let event management know ASAP and provide another contact name. While at AAPEX, your customers will want to meet with you in multiple settings, and the Keynote Breakfast is a great way to do that. AAPEX is excited to announce the special guest for the Keynote Breakfast, George W. Bush, 43rd President of the United States and founder of the George W. Bush Presidential Center. He'll be participating in a fireside chat at the AAPEX 2019 Grand Opening Keynote Session, an exclusive conversation with President George W. Bush, the challenges facing our nation in the 21st century, and the power of freedom. Only registered AAPEX badge holders can attend this event. All parts of this special conversation are closed to the press, with no personal photography, note-taking, or recording being allowed. Contact Chris Kalusik to reserve your table. Tickets for the event will go fast, so don't wait. Moving on to this month's Exhibitor Booth Prep. Here are tips that will help you prepare for this year's show. Tip number 1, start planning your booth design. If this is your first time exhibiting, make sure to keep your brand in mind when designing your booth. For those of you who have exhibited in the past, determine which components you plan to reuse and update. Tip number 2, design marketing materials for your booth. If you're giving away swag, start brainstorming now. You'll want the giveaways to be branded.
A lot of preparation goes into this. You know, we usually spend a week, 2.5 weeks putting out invitations.
More useful tips are included in the Exhibitor Newsletter, so if you're not getting it already, head to apexshow.com, click on Exhibitor, then scroll down to Newsletter under the Trends tab. Remember to join AAPEX's online community on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn by using the hashtag AAPEX19. It's the best way to engage with thousands of professionals and promote your booth location before the show. AAPEX 2019 will be held November 5th through the 7th at the Sands Expo in Las Vegas. That's going to do it for this month's episode. You can find a new episode in your inbox each month with the most up-to-date information leading up to AAPEX 19. I'm Christina Jensen for AAPEX TV 360.